Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you left your home without your phone in your pocket? If you ever done that, then you've probably ran back inside as you locked your door to grab it, or by the time you realize you forgot it, you're somewhere else and you can't stop thinking about it until you get home. If you're like me, when you leave your phone somewhere, you kinda need to grab it, or it bothers you all day. I guess in a sense you could feel sort of lost. But when did this happen to us? When did our phone become an essential part of our lives? When you think about it, we use our phone for everything nowadays. We use it to look stuff up by Googling or asking Siri, to communicate with people we know by texting, or, if you're old-fashioned, calling, because who calls nowadays, right? Or to get news by looking up the headlines or going on Reddit, like I do. And basically everything else. However, all this stuff really doesn't need a cell phone, right? To look stuff up, we can always look inside an encyclopedia or ask someone. To communicate, we can always just talk face to face. Or to get news, we can always just read a newspaper or watch the TV news. But for some reason, we pay around $80 to $100 to a phone company in order to get things we can get for as little as $10. So with that being said, do we use our phones, or does the phones use us? Each year, a new rendition of the same smartphone hardware comes out, like the yearly iPhones and Androids that come out each year. Nothing spectacular changes about these phones, with the exception of maybe a bigger screen, or the phones might be slightly faster and have a little bit more processing power, but really it's not enough for the average consumer to notice. Yet new phones come out all the time. Why do they always come out? Because the companies who make these phones are practically swimming in money. Our money. They can afford to make the same thing over and over again with a new skin on it. We keep these new phone companies afloat in a sense, because we pay crazy amounts of money for a new phone, like $800 for a phone. Then we pay another crazy amount of money for a monthly phone bill, like the $80 to $100 I mentioned before. So, I guess you could say that the phones don't use us. The companies that make them use us. So, since we use our phones for basically everything, and the phone companies use us for our money, I ask you, who uses more in your opinion? Well, in my opinion, neither really uses more than the other. This is what I would call a mechanical relationship, a cause and effect sort of relationship. As the average consumer becomes more intelligent as a result of these new devices opening up a world of knowledge to us, then of course we would demand more. We need that extra processing power to keep up with our growing needs. Stuff like using Word documents or running a mobile game on our phone. Thus we pay for these new phones that come out, not because the phone companies make us, but because we want to. We demand more from our phones, aka the cause, and so the companies make more and put more into our phones, aka the effect. Well, it can be a phone, but then again it could be a way of life. But oh, well, speaking of which, I'll leave you at that. I gotta answer my phone. Hold on. Hello?